Sie sind live. So, hello and welcome to the Explore Norway travel show. I am today joined with my sister from the channel X4K100, and we are going to answer all your questions about traveling in Norway. So, let's check with our first question, and this is a common one. We are in southern Norway, but we want to see Lofoten. And we have 3 days left. Can we do it? And the answer is no, unless you want to have sleep deprivation. Because let me show you my thing. We are on the map here, and southern Norway is like this part, and Lofoten is up here. So if you want to drive, it takes at least 2 days, unless you want to drive straight. And obviously, if then you have to go back, so you won't be able to see much. The distances are just too big. Can you? Yeah, that's a common thing, and people underestimating the distances. If you have seen my video about the typical errors in Norway, that's one of them. And another question we often see: I'm in May in Tromsø. Can I see the northern lights? And
Nope.
Nope, because it's never dark.
Yeah, they are there, but you don't see them.
Yes, that's the answer. So, and if you would see them, it's the end of the world, because that's such a strong magnetic storm. Yeah, you will have other problems. So, if you have questions, dear viewers, then you can write them in the chat. And if you want a bit longer question and you want to go in depth, then we have our form in the description, and then you can describe your error, not your error, your question, if it's a bit longer. If it's a simple question, just write it here in the chat. So, and then a thing we have also seen is going to Trolltunga. Trolltunga is here. So that's this thing. And can I go there in winter? And the answer is no. Unless there is a yes, unless you take a guide and you go with randonnée skis. But the guiding company don't want to go up in winter, so they're going to charge you a lot of money. Anything to add about hiking in the winter in the mountains?
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of destinations where you can safely hike and enjoy the full-blown Norwegian winter experience without going to that extreme. And that will be a little bit lower in the south, like Beitostølen. It's as beautiful and you don't have that extreme. But obviously, if you're looking for this extreme situation and you want really to prepare for a polar trip, Hardangervidda and so that's what most explorers will do. So you can find the full spectrum.
Yeah, because Hardangervidda, you basically go, it's called the Diranut. No, I'm on the wrong one. It's on the 7. This one. You have like Haugastøl Fjell Hotel in the middle, or Diranut. Here it is. So it's basically a hotel, and you can do trips in the wild nature, or obviously a very popular is Valdresflie. That's here. And we were there. So we were there with our parents, and then we just took a simple tour. You just took a simple tour from here in winter, and it was not a problem. Yes, we have one question. Yes, we have a question from Donna Wing, which is, I'm using a Northern Light cruise end of October, wondering how cold it's likely to be. Okay, I assume you are being in Tromsø, and the Tromsø is not really cold, it's just windy. That's the problem. So I assume it's October is going to be 0-ish, and you have to prepare for the wind. You are the clothing expert. What would you recommend?
A down jacket, definitely already a bit the thicker one, and on top a good hard shell to block the wind. Eventually with a nice hood which you can fit and cinch around your head, especially on a boat when you stand outside. We did winter cruising to see Northern Light. It's nice because you can stay indoor and just go out the moment Northern Light comes, so you won't stand hours long outside. But even for like 10 minutes outside, there will be wind because the boat is driving, so it's definitely good to have a wind shell and a good hat and glove and a just normal 0-ish with wind clothing.
Yes, I hope we could answer your question.
Maybe we can spontaneously comment also on making picture on a cruise about Northern Lights.
Yes, let's see if I found the pictures of from that very rare.
Yeah, because a little issue you have, it's normally it's recommended to use a stative and to have a long exposure to make that color really popping. If you are on a boat which is driving, there is vibration and you will see it in your picture. So it's a bit more tricky for doing pictures. But definitely possible.
Yes, so if we see at this picture, we can clearly see that from the raw footage. That was we were on the Hurtigruten, that's about 8 years ago. And you can see the boat runs during the long exposure. But you see it's clearly gold, and you can see how people are dressed. Some are not much, but on that day it was very wind still.
Yeah, but you always have that guy which can stand outside with just nothing.
Yeah.
I cannot. I am like somebody very cold.
Yeah.
And you always can pop up back in the boat, getting a warm chocolate and heating yourself.
Yeah, there is a hotel bar right there, and yeah.
Very good.
And they will announce when there is, I assume you're doing the Hurtigruten. So, if you go on a specific Northern Light cruise, you will have a guide which will guide you through. So I hope your question is answered. So let's delete the question we already did. Yeah, I want to visit everything. How long does it take? From my calculation, it takes about 2 months, so you can do most of Norway, but it depends how focused you are, because we had our cousin, she wanted to do that. She took 2 months off, but her focus was not that great, so they always got sidetracked, and at the end they only reached
Lofoten, I think.
Yes, because it was always, they didn't plan it and just did whatever they wanted. So if you do it focus, I think 60 days at least.
Yeah, what there is as alternative where you can get inspiration, there are a lot of company proposing bus travel, like the Great Tour of Norway. And that's always a good source of inspiration, which days they do what, even which hotels they are taking. And I think the longest I have seen with my favorite bus tours, they go almost 21 days. But you are like sitting in a bus, and the bus is literally driving like 300 kilometers a day, and a guide has already prepared. That's pretty extreme, I would say already. Yeah. But that will be a source of getting inspiration.
21 days on your own, full of Norway, it's going to be very athletic.
Yeah, but here you are sitting relaxed in a bus, the chauffeur is telling you, and you stop every now and then to visit something. Yeah. So then it's feasible within 20-ish days.
So, and another question before you, I'm traveling with public transport, where do I find the timetables and prices? And for that, let me share the screen. Wrong button. So you go to, I make a new tab, it's called ntur.no, and that's the website for all traveling in Norway. So you type in where you want to go. So I had to look up for someone wanted to go from Flom to Geiranger, which is a typical thing for tourists. So, and obviously it's not very practical. So you can see that I recommend this one, which takes 10 hours. Where you go, you can see that you can go, you take from Flom to Ingafoss. Where the fuck is that? Okay, I see, it's near Kaupanger, or it's a bus terminal. And then you have to walk quickly over 900 meters. You take another bus, which takes you to, you can click on it. Can I show it in a map? Okay, that's nice. So it shows you where you change, it's in Sogndal. And then you take the next, you drive up, and it's bus 130, which has a lot of stops, 82 stops. And you sit there for 2 hours when you have a Stryn Rutebil station, and Stryn is here. And you take another bus, which takes you to Hellesult, and then you take the boat.
Yeah, so in conclusion, traveling by public transport is rather adventurous.
Yeah.
Let's say not. I think they are very reliable. I think you don't have to.
Reliable is something.
You don't sit there and nothing is coming, but it's very time consuming.
Yeah. So, and there it's written where you can buy the tickets. It tells you here. So, and usually there is, for some countries, there is usually choice of companies, but obviously in Norway you don't have that. There is one company, one line. So very rarely there are several. But Ntur is a place to go for questions. So let's check the next question I have prepared. And it's a common question is for people traveling longer, I want to clean my clothes. It's in a laundromat. Where do I find one? And the short answer is that doesn't exist in Norway. I heard there are some now in Oslo and Bergen, but you have to look for that. for that, and the reason is Norwegians have a washing machine at home, and they wash there. But you will find washing machine in camping places, in guest harbors. If you have an Airbnb or a private one, they have that. If it's like we were once on a, what's it called, Vestreland, that's like a vacation center, and they had a washing machine there. It's like a camping, but you could not camp there.
Yeah, you just rent little bungalows.
Yeah.
And
But
then
usually,
there you will find indeed a little larger washing machine made for family.
Yeah. I just see we got a question from a viewer. It's from Hassan. Okay, I know him. He's currently living in Oslo, and he wants to do day trips around Oslo, sightseeing. And the question is, where do you recommend to go for 1 day trips outside Oslo? So go to hike, sightsee, and come back the same day.
Oh, there is a lot on my YouTube channel, Vorgewandert. Just type day trip Oslo, and you will find several videos on inspiration. But maybe we can
no, that's not what I want. I want to put some content again. And where is my screen? So we are in Oslo. So as I know, Hassan, he doesn't have a car, so you get some limit. So the classic where we go when we have people on visit, it's Fredrikstad. You have the old town, and I have a video about it. I can put the link in the to go. Where is my content? So I have a link about a thing about that, so you can watch it here. So that's a classic, and you have the old town there. So, and if you go on Saturdays, they have a flea market if you like that. And if you want to go, you just take the train to Fredrikstad, and then you walk over and take the ferry over. I think it's now free, but otherwise it doesn't cost much. Then you have on the other side of the fjord, you can go like to Tønsberg, which is one of Norway's oldest city, and you have a castle, and there is the, can I do that? Yes, I can. And you have the harbor, and it's quite social there. Yeah. So you have a lot of restaurants along the harbor, and you have this Viking ship. So that's another classic. If you have a car, you can go to Verdens Ende at the same time. That's the end of the world. I found it a bit boring, but it's, if you never go to the sea, and so you have this like typical.
Are we both blocked? No, he's back.
Yeah, I'm still here. In Tønsberg, you can also take a boat and go to Færder here. That's a bit special. That's only during summer vacation. Obviously a Drammen, but I don't think that's that special. You can do that in a day. You can also go hiking in this area. It's definitely out of tourists. No tourists there. That is where the Explore Norway HQ is. And also popular is you take the boat from during summertime from Aker Brygge, and you go to Vollen. And you have the Oslofjord Museum, and you can do the Kystsea, the coastal path, which goes around here and also up. And another classic you can take the boat to is Oscarsborg. That's this fortress, and this is where the war in the Second World War started with Norway against Germany when the Norwegian sank the German cruiser, and which sank there in the middle of the fjord. And you can also go to Drøbak. That's nice in like in around Christmas time. They have the Santa Claus house, Julenisse-huset, and there is also an aquarium. But you can also then combine it together with Oscarsborg, because they have a shuttle ferry which takes you there. And you can go a little higher up. You can go to Hamar here. You have the Railroad Museum, then you have the Domkirke Oden, that is church inside, and it's a town outside. You can walk along the Lake Mjøsa here. You can do the same and going to Lillehammer, but it's a bit longer. What once I did with my sister, we went to the Blåfargewerk, which is, where is it?
It's a cobalt mine.
Yeah. Blåfargewerk, yeah. That's here. I think this part you can reach with public transport, but then there is the actual mine you can visit here. But you need a car to get there. And they have done a lot, and they're thinking about to reopen the mine in the future. So, and in Vikersund you have this large jump tower. And if you are into hiking, you are obviously Nordmarka. Ah, yes, I forgot, you can go here to Kistefoss. That's this art museum, and it's really good. I don't like art, but we stayed there for like 4 hours. And even the kids with us didn't complain that it was boring. And if you're already there, you have also the Hadeland Glassverk, which is one of Norway's most famous glass manufacturer. And we're back to hiking. It's obviously here, and you can do hiking Østmarka, and if you want a bit farther, you can also hiking there, but it's usually forest hiking. Yes. Around Osa, where is Osa? My sister should check if there are comments. Yeah. Osa, that's, yeah. Yes, that's, yeah, we have this one, the Mørkonga. We have a video about it. Let's see if I can post it.
Mørkonga.
I have the video. The one you have is the old one. I can, but it's a bit extreme. So, and you have also a Ringkollen. That's also somewhere near. That's easier. We had a company event up there, but for the Norwegian, it was like an easy Sunday afternoon hike, and then we had some Americans, and they thought they were going to die. So, yeah, we didn't think about that. Yes, I hope Hassan's question has been answered. We had this question, and it's also someone wants like a service, like driving around, like a private guide, which is very common in other countries, but in Norway, it's going to cost a lot. So it exists, but I don't know that.
Yeah, I could imagine, I have not checked it, but there might be from the bigger city like Bergen, Oslo, where you have this day trips agency, which will maybe be a more smaller bus or larger bus. But I can only see it from like the biggest city. Where that's
you might also have it in the tourist resorts like Blom and Geiranger, but because in Norway the low salary are very high, it's not going to be cheap. Yeah. So if you come from the US where you have a lot of services and you are used to that, yeah, in Norway we do a lot ourselves. So, and the next question is, yeah, I've got stopped by the police for I don't know, speeding, but the fine was so expensive. Can I bribe my way out? And the answer, don't even think about doing that. You will get on the spot arrested for trying to bribe an official tjänsteman, how you say it, state person. And yes, because in some countries that's like normal to bribe, but don't try that in Norway, because a policeman, if he takes a bribe, gets a 3 times more higher punishment than you do. So that's a very bad idea. There was a policeman got 21 year in jail because he got bribed by a drug dealer. So you can see what kind of. And also a very often question I see is, what is the best company for insert service in that area? And the answer is, we are in Norway and there is always limited choice. So if there is one company, you should be lucky. Yeah, we have seen that. There is one ski school in place.
Yeah. Remembering walking around in a town, finding for restaurant choice, there was literally one open.
Yes, that's what it is. Today is a bit better, but it was in Sun Nation and we were nearly starving to death until we find the only open restaurant. Yeah. As another family-friendly activities during different seasons. So if you are in what is friendly, yeah, obviously if you go like in winter, they have also winter activities, and if you go to a ski resort, then they will usually have kids activities. They will be at the hotel you ask, or at the tourist office, and they say, oh, we have that and that and that, and it's because Norway is very kids friendly. And then for summer, Norwegians, they like to go hiking with their kids. If you have a cabin next to the sea in summer and you have Norwegians around, then the kids will do the crab fishing. So that's basically they take a blow. What's it called? Blowshell. What's it called? Milchmusch. You know, the
a little muscle.
Yeah, muscle. Yeah, takes the meat out and then puts that on a clamp
and a rope.
Lowering down a string in the water, and then they try to fish little crabs, and then it's like, how many crabs did you fish during the whole afternoon? And at the end of the day, they pour the crabs back into the water, and the whole thing starts the next day. So the crabs know what's happening.
It is. I have not seen, as in other country, like this a lot of activity, very entertaining activity for kids. The most what you might see is maybe a trampoline or something, but there is not like summer bobsledge and renting.
You have that in Beitostølen,
and at least at maybe some hotspot, but not a general thing. It's really like, okay, here is nature, off you go.
Yeah, Atle installed all that in his summer park.
Yeah, but it's very low, let's say, compared to what you can see when you go to some of the Austrian outdoor resort or so. So
yes,
it's definitely back to nature if you are not directly at a full-blown place.
Yeah. Okay, that's a typical. But you will find that there is usually activities, but there are there. You just have to ask around, because if you go to a museum, they always have a kids corner of anything. Yeah. For families traveling with children, I definitely recommend taking cabins, or you can go. You also have hotels with family rooms. So you just ask for the hotels what they have for possibility for families. As I said, Norway is very kids friendly, and then they always have a children menu, but it's usually of not so great nice quality. It's usually sausage with pomfret, and so if your kid is a bit more gourmet, yeah, he's going to have a hard time.
I got actually a friend. He plans to take a camper and to go with his child and family camping on a camper. But I'm not. I never thought about that one with a child. If that's
I have a co-worker at work. She did that, and she said never again. But yeah, depends. If you have done that before you have a kid, sure, go and But if it's the first time you do, don't go on a 3 weeks vacation in a camper with kids and is not used to. This can be for family. I said there is always, for example, in Oslo on the weekends, the kids travel for free when on public transport. On Flytoget, also the kids travel for free. If you go to a museum, they usually have family prices. So it's, as I say, they've done a lot for families. Yeah, this is a common thing we read about for women asking if it's safe traveling in Norway.
I can confirm. Even as a woman, you can travel solo, non-solo. It's as safe as it can somehow get. I think the most weird thing which might happen is an elk in your tent or something. Okay, then you have big city as usual. Don't walk around at 2:00 at Oslo station, maybe, or just be careful walking around. But it's really from the world the safest you can have.
It was in the news that a girl got chased by a moose lately.
That's nature. That's not what.
And
at least I walked alone through Oslo. My mother walked alone through Oslo. No issue.
The only thing which
be careful, as it's a city, so always have your usual safety routine, but it's not like Johannesburg or Cape Town or I don't know other places.
So what is dangerous is nothing to do with like travel or criminality. It's usually
make a wrong step and you go down the mountain. That things.
Or road accidents. So
meeting other travelers. So to my experience, Norwegian, as like most of the Nordic countries, they are not that most how are you doing people. So you might just meet other travelers, I suppose, but you always find people who want to speak with you.
If you go to certain places, you don't find Norwegians anymore. If you go to Lofoten, it's only foreigners. So you will find some of your countrymen guaranteed. So I was there on Reinebringen, and only after 6 hours I met the first Norwegian, and there was a lot of people. But where you can meet people if you are in one of these DNT cabin, especially the smaller one, then it's easy to get in talking to people. And all Norwegians know English, so don't be afraid and to talk to them. Must visit someone.
Yeah, the normal as you go.
Yeah, that's the same as if you're in a group.
I guess.
It depends what you are interested in, because some people don't like hiking, so then you don't go to Preikestolen. If you are in art, there is a lot around Oslo. If you like small museums, they are everywhere. If you like,
There is also what I find as must visit. There are several mines, copper mines, cobalt, silver. I definitely find that one interesting if you are into mining. Caves aren't caves.
So are very few.
It's one or so, but it's not. It's granitic. It's volcanic, ingenious rocks. You will not have that many caves. But geological wise, there is definitely a lot to see if you are more into that. There's definitely rock formation and specialty you only see in Norway. For us, more
I have upcoming videos coming, and if you are, it's only now available for channel members. That is about Leka, and there is actually a cave with cave painting. That's very rare in Norway. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't like to go by public transport because it's slow.
And
And if
very
you want to go,
limited.
yes, because there are places. Let me share my screen again.
Yeah, even when you are, let's say you go to Voss and you want to do a hike, just to go to the start of the hike, it might be like a 12-minute or a 15-minute drive with the car. By foot, you already would need a 12-kilometer approach or something like that.
I mean,
So yeah,
if you
it's
go,
even I don't have a car. I am normally a public transport woman. So yeah, Norway is definitely not the most easiest to do. We still can do some things.
you don't even have to go far because we have this Mørkgonger, and we went there last year, and you start the hike here. And I was the only one with a car, so I had to drive 3 times to get all the people there because otherwise I had to hike for 1.5 hours more each way. And then I went in Valdres. Where was it in Beitostølen? Yeah, I went to Storeskag. Is it this one? Where is it? Basically, I went here to this place to go to the mountain. And obviously, that's the start of the hike. And the bus was down here. So if I do unfair, yeah, it's 17 kilometers. You're not going to hike that in
I
addition.
would say if you want to go without a car, at least what I will do is to go via organized travel, where maybe they tell you, okay, go from Oslo airport, go to with that bus here and here, we pick you up, and then all the hike and activity are like organized. And in the morning, you just say, okay, today I go there. That will be a possibility to not have to drive. I think we see quite a lot like that.
4 years ago, we were here at the Hinsetter. So we had the car, but most people came by public transport.
Yeah.
And then we had all activities here, and the few times we needed transport, I organized it.
Yeah, there was a little bus which brought you wherever you needed to be.
Yeah.
It's very convenient, I would say.
Yeah. So, and the next one is a very common, renting a car. You can do one-way car rental, and it's going to cost you a shitload of money.
Like most of countries in Europe.
But then I'm going to show you a secret tip on how to get a rental car for free. And you go to this site. I forgot how is it Hertz Free Rider? Yes, this one, herzfreerider.no. And basically, Hertz, they have cars which need to be transported from one place to another. And obviously, that's all tourists which did the thing, because the reason is in Norway, all the different rental places are franchises, so they want their car back. So if you see here, someone needs to transport a car from Bodø Airport to Trondheim, and you have 3 days time. So if you don't care where you are going and you have no money, that's the way to do. You have 3 days. Okay, that's a bit much, but this is a classic one. Here you have 3 days to do Bergen-Stavanger. I mean, and you get a Tesla Model Y. That's perfect. And then you can go, if you're in Bergen and you look for example, here you can start in Evenes, transport your car. And in Bodø, you take a car to Trondheim, and so on. So if you're a bit flexible and you don't care where you are going, it's a perfect way. Yeah.
And how much in advance do you know about that?
As you can see, it's like on the 19th. It's available on the 19th, so it's like 3 days in advance, or so you have to be very flexible and react immediately.
Oh, there are people who like that.
We have a comment here regarding. We have one more. What is that?
Yeah, that's
regarding yes, that's you have these playgrounds in kindergarten, and if the kids playing, nobody's going to ask questions because kids go there in the free time. And we also have, for example, where I live, we have a cycle park. Where if you have a bike with you, you can go there, and the kids can drive there around. But that's definitely under. You will find a lot of playgrounds everywhere. Hotels have that. Yeah, and if you are obviously in a camping, they definitely are like mandated by law to have playgrounds. Although where I live, we were mandated by law to build one. Yeah. So if you want to travel for free and you don't care where you are going, I think it's maybe you have to take a bus or a train sometimes, but that's just, the way to go. I mean, Oslo, you go Kaupanger, that's at the Sonjefjord, and then you bring it to Oslo, and then is something somewhere from Oslo going? No. But that's a good way to travel. Next question. Yes. I can say that I probably talked before about that. You have a Entur. And what you can also do, you can also add plane. And if you do, let's go back. Let's say you want to travel from Flekkefjord, that's completely in the south, to Kautokeino. And let's put the date next week. But obviously we don't have time, so we put all options. Okay, and as you see, it's a bit more complicated there. It tells you here to take the first a bus, then to take another bus, and then going to Kristiansand, and then you need to take a bus to go to the airport. Then you go from Kristiansand, you go to Oslo, then you go from Oslo to Alta, and from Alta you take a bus to Kautokeino. And but you cannot buy the bus directly here. So, but still, it will show you the planes. So, how to do that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, a lot of them.
Yes. Let me bring up. There is a website called. Let me show it. That's let's put it in English. So that's the National Tourist Road, and that's a list of roads which exist in Norway, and view all scenic roads, and there are 18. Varanger, okay, I've never been there. Senja, that's new. Andøya, yes, that will be upcoming videos in the future. Lofoten, Helgeland, I was there, upcoming video. Atlanterhavsvegen, totally overdriven. Geranger, Trollstigen, yes, that's only for hardcore drivers. Sonnefjellet, Valdresflie, I have a total video about it. It's very easy to drive, and it's not so close very long. It closes between Christmas and Easter. Gaularfjellet, I have a video about it. Aurlandsfjellet, also nice, and Hardanger Vidda, Ryfylke we have done, and I think we have done this is that's the one the North Sea Road with we have done it.
So definitely a lot of choice.
Definitely a lot of choice.
I was not that often in the north, so I will let my brother explain that one.
In the north, you obviously have all the Sami people.
Yeah, scenic experience, the forest.
Yeah, the forest disappear in the north. That's the one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, it's a bit flatter. You don't have the fjords like that.
It's more this Arctic feeling.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you have Lofoten, which is completely special. Yeah. Yeah, if you want to do the midnight sun, that is very simple. That's astronomical. It's somewhere between. Let me Google that quickly. That's every year the same, and it's you have so in Bodø, for example, it's from the 31st May to the 8th from the 4th June to the 8th July. And if you go to the North Cape, it's from the 14th May to the 31st July. In Andenes, it's, for example, Pislauer side, 22nd May to the 21st July. And if you go to Longyearbyen on Svalbard, it's from 18th of April, which is like 3 days ago, until 22nd August. And for the Northern Light, it's, I would say, September until beginning of April. But if you are in the south, you can see it all year round if you have luck. Probably in June is going to be difficult. Yeah. Yes, so the most expensive to come to Norway is during the Norwegian summer school vacation, which is from June to July. And then next bit more expensive is usually during the school vacation is autumn vacation in week 40, 41, and then at Christmas, actual Christmas is cheap because Norwegians stay at home. But if you go
with tourist attraction and seasons, there are just seasons where it's all closed.
Yeah.
So it's a bit the problem of it.
And then if you go to Tromsø, it was in the news lately that Tromsø in February was more having a hotel in Tromsø was more expensive than in Manhattan.
Oh, that's quickly done in Norway.
No, it was Manhattan. New York is more expensive. You have been to New York, you know how expensive.
But I didn't find it that crazy.
Yeah. But it was like 3,000 kroner per night or something like that. So if you want to see Northern Light, if you don't, maybe choose another place in Tromsø. But like Tromsø is that city and it has a lot of other stuff to think. Okay.
Remember, there was a solid Ionics conference around February. Maybe that hyped also the price.
Yeah, that could be. But okay, a classic budget should run for 1 week. So for 1 day, if you go for very cheap, I would say you need 1,500 kroner per day.
In euro?
In euro, that's 150 euro per day for one person. If you are two, you start to have synergies because obviously the hotel room is going to be the same price for two, but you need more food. So yeah, I think for two people, it's probably nearly the same price, maybe 1,600 kroner or so.
So it's a bit like all over Europe, 100 euro for the hotel and some food and some activity.
But it very where you go, because I was last year during summer in Westerollen, and I paid 800 euro for 800 kroner for a hotel. And the same week I went to Lofoten, where it nearly cost me 3 times more.
Yeah, it also depends how much you eat. I am somebody, I don't really need a restaurant. So I on a holiday will be much cheaper as my brother, because I just don't need that amount of food.
Yes, that's she's a bit special on that.
Like an energy bar.
Last time she was with me, she also ate a complete Fleischers burger.
Yeah, that happens quite seldom.
Yeah,
but okay.
And it costs the same. And so if you plan for if you don't travel, if you do activities, that's costing a lot. But if you just go hiking alone, that's cheap. Museums are not that expensive. What is it? If you have questions, then write them in the chat. And or write our sheet if you have a more complicated questions. I don't see any.
Or if you want to share awesome travel experience you made.
And if you want, you can join us in the chat if you want, and tell us your experience. Cost a lot for accommodation. So if you want to be on cheap, you go to a camping place and you
buy in a supermarket.
Yes, and I was in a camping place. I could rent a room for 650. It was like a little motel. But if you go for a shed with not integrated bathroom, and so it can be even cheaper. Or obviously, what people do is to do wild camping.
Yeah, that's with your tent.
Which question should we take?
Click.
Oh, I think this one is for you.
Yeah. Okay, so I am also cold. The people having always cold side, and when I think winter, I'm targeting for being still toasty at -20. It depends a bit the activity. The layers make sense, especially for cross-country snowshoeing, because you will start very cold. At least for me, it takes forever until I warm up, but then you can start to get your layer off. So you need also a quite large backpack just to fill in all your down jacket and shells and all that. I normally, I would wear a set of thermic underwear. I like merino, a thick merino, but other people might prefer polyester. No cotton, obviously. Cotton in winter is not that ideal. And on top, a fleece. And then you can do like your first down jacket, or maybe a little soft shell underneath down jacket, and on top a wind cover. And then you can change. Is it too warm for the down? Because down is not breathable, so you might take away the down and just remain in your breathable soft shell. For my mother, which is over 70, and she came the first time winter hiking at -25 and wind.
Yeah, we went winter hiking
with our
on
family. That was me with all the gear. I had double hat, so I could take my hat away and put more. So for my mother, she had a thin merino underneath. On top, I sewed her Alpha Direct underwear pant, and then a ski pant. And what is very useful is that little, these pads, heating pads. You just can put a couple of them in your clothing. And she was toasty warm, so yeah, several layer heating pad, or I use electrical insoles in my shoes, because I'm like always cold. My brother doesn't need that much clothes. He's a bit warmer than I do. But indeed, being able to not to sweat and take off and put on again is important.
Yeah, so it was on that day -24, but absolutely no wind. And then you see how the guide is wearing.
Yeah. And my mother had on top a very thick expedition down, so like one of these 500 euro thing. That was really good. We have a comment.
Okay.
The Rago hike. Is a video coming? I don't know.
Rago. Okay, let me stop the sharing. Yes. Yes, last year, your Rago, you just want to say hi. Yes, the Rago hike video is a bit postponed because I had other content I wanted to bring first, so it's going to come next year. So, but that was the plan. But if you want to see what is Rago, where I have it, it's on my hard drive drone. Why is it so slow? Rago. Let's pull out the Rago hike. So the color is not graded yet. That's why it looks like a bit dull. And so that's what it is. So we went, So, yes. And it's basically make a national park from where nobody is.
Where is it on the map?
That was the hikers, some hikers I met. It's a Rago National Park. Let me get the map again. Where is it here? The Rago National Park is more up here, Fauske. So when we went here, so it's basically civilization ends and there is nothing.
Cool.
Yeah. So the video is yes. So I have if you go to it's 11. If you go to our website, we have now the channel members, and that's video. If you're a channel member, you can see all the videos which are coming in the future. And next week is coming the one about Vega. And if you don't want to pay for it, you can wait. And if you want, you can buy a channel membership for, I think it's 39 kroner. And you get all the videos in advance.
I should do that on my channel too, actually.
Yes. So let's see.
Let's see.
Another
what do we have?
question.
Question. Yeah.
Maybe you can choose one. I can delete the one we have done.
Oh, Norwegian food. That's always the one which comes.
Can you click on it and show it?
Yeah, that one I hear quite often.
Okay, so okay, if you
Let's go down to the reality of Norwegian food.
Okay, so a classic, the national dish is fårikål. And fårikål is, what the name says, it means sheep in cabbage. Here you see a good picture. It's basically you put sheep meat and lamb meat with some pepper and cabbage, and you cook it for like several hours.
But to be honest, by already like, I don't know, many 15 year, 20 year plus traveling Norway, I have not seen it served in a restaurant.
You have to come at the right season.
Hidden guest card.
No, you have to be there in September and October. It's a seasonal dish. It's okay. It's not great, but it's not bad either.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then what is a classic?
At the breakfast, the brunost.
Brunost.
that you will always see at breakfast, and then you are like, oh, it's a cheese until you have it in your mouth.
It's caramel, and
more
I have a video about it. Where is it? Ole Støllen. We have a video about cheese making, and then she explains how she does it here. That's you can eat it, and then for Norwegians you have the classic eating a sausage when you tank. Yeah, that's very Norwegian.
And my biggest Norwegian favorite, waffle.
Waffles.
Yeah. Especially the hotel where you have a little waffle maker and you can make it yourself.
Yeah, so that's if you go in a cabin on the mountain, there is waffle. That's it's very important for Norwegians to have waffles. When we have waffles in the canteen, that's a big deal. Big deal. Yes, that's waffle day. That's important. And you have the kjøttkaker med brun saus.
But otherwise, in Oslo, you definitely also eat the Chinese and Japanese
that's a Norwegian dishes.
Taiwanese.
And then that's a classic. It's like meatball you get at IKEA, but if it's made nicely, it's very good. And the good thing is, if it's done properly, it's gluten-free. So, and
I think a relevant, relative question we can also directly have now. It's about vegetarian and vegan food, because I have a lot of colleagues being vegan/vegetarian. What's the option there?
If you are in the cities, you will find it, but you have like a vegetarian vegetar Mat Oslo. They have where is it from? They Visit Oslo has a webpage where they list where you can eat vegetarian, and that's veganer. But if you have in a restaurant, you have to ask, because like I say, Norwegians are not very vegetarian. And I see it in the supermarket. We have so it's always a place in the supermarket where you can get food which is running out of date for 50%, and a lot of time it's only the vegan stuff there. If you have, obviously, if you go eating Indian, they have all these options. And also in Asian shops, but classic Norwegian food is not vegetarian. It's usually fish and meat, because Norway was a poor country, and then fish and meat was obvious.
Yeah, and you need some protein and fat just to make your living at minus 25 degrees. You surely can do it as a vegan too, but you need more thinking, I suppose. I definitely can confirm, if you have eating trouble and you are on a low fiber, high caloric diet, Norwegian is one of the most easy countries to travel. It's very easy to get low fiber, high caloric food. And in the restaurant, they are very easygoing. You just say, I want a baked potato with nothing, and you just get it.
Yeah,
and that's really, really good if you are on that type of diet.
That's so. Restaurants are easygoing. If you have someone in your group which doesn't want to eat, they're not going to ask questions. They're going to serve the other people. It's not like in France, where if you, as a chef, is the boss, they're just thinking, oh, okay, don't care, and they just serve it. And what you would, if you go like on a road, classic, you have like this, how is it called? This Weikru, also this road restaurant, and you usually find burgers. Some are good, sometimes it's not great. And
let's continue on the food topic. If you go for hiking, backpacking, and you need your trekking food, you definitely find, at least in Oslo, in the outdoor shop, you will find real mat and the typical freeze-dried equipment, also gas and all. So if you don't want to take everything with you and you are in a bigger city, you will be able to get the standard tour mat, what they call it here.
Real tour mat, yeah.
And even in normal supermarket, the choice of like energy bar, protein bar, and all that is quite fair. So you definitely can supply on like ramen and jerky, fish, dried meat. You will be easily able to supply your hike.
And obviously, you can find also cans, like.
Yeah, you don't want to pack cans; it's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Good.
Shall we? What should we plug? Should we? How many? Do we have any questions on the viewers?
Otherwise, we finish maybe with the hidden gems that's coming also from time to time. That we can definitely still speak some 10 minutes about that one. And
let's say the hidden gems is very simple. I made video about places nobody goes, and people don't watch them. And the thing is, let's say if you go like let's say we were here in where is it? We are down here. Okay, we went here to Preikestolen, which is one of the top tourist attraction. Well, as soon we went to the islands here.
Yeah.
Nobody's there.
Nordhidle,
yeah. That's nobody.
No
tourists. Yeah. I mean, even if you go to Hjelmeland, where is it? I went to this Skumaker, which was basically a Preikestolen alternative. 15 people a day, that's a lot of traffic. So the thing is, the hidden gems are usually next to the
big tourist attraction.
I mean in Flom is because it's just not so much choice of going everywhere. You will find, but if you go up here, nobody.
But even where we went in like Beitostollen, and then you move a bit backwards, and you are in the mountain, and you can go for mountain hikes like with like a couple of people around, but almost nothing, and you are still within a couple of hour drive from Norway, so you're not in a exploration environment or so.
I mean, Pesegen, that's a lot of people, but if you go to the hike to the other side of the valley, nobody. The same here. It's just take the same hike, go to the same direction, and go one next. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, or you go to a region which is not so popular. I mean, I was in Valdres, which is very popular for Norwegians, but not so much for foreign tourists. And I went on a hike. Where was it? Here up. There was like 5 cars at the parking place. Yeah. Yes. Maybe one more. But we have done that. Oh, that's also a one you like.
Yeah. Wow. I think we have a video of my brother about indeed the weather being unpredictable.
Yes.
It can go easily down even in summer at some 5-ish, 6-ish degree. But that's something if you go hiking like more in the direction Alps, mountain, you are familiar with that. The day you go up to 28, 30, and the night you plunge it at like 5 degrees. So you just prepare the usual way you will prepare. You have your extra layer of clothes and you just layer up, layer down. For sleeping mattress, I have not camped personally in Norway because I have my brother with his car and we like going in hotels or in cabin. But it's when you look at the weather and you just need a decent sleeping mat which can hold like 5 degrees maybe, and you are definitely good for the summer. Winter camping, a different story.
If you want to know the weather now, today it was like 8 degrees but sunny. We had the whole week sunny, so it's getting warmer, but the whole winter. No, the January was freaking cold, but it was nice snow. And then for the rest of the winter, it turned around 0 degrees. So one day it was melting, the next day it was freezing, and then you get skating rig everywhere. Yeah.
What about, I was just wondering, fire, because a lot of people rely that they can do a fire, but I think the last summer it was too dry for making fire.
Okay, so the thing is, let me check, because I know in Oslo, in Nordmarka, it's forbidden from 15th of April to 15th of October. And I think it, let me check, I have to Google it because...
yeah.
No, it's between this stage, you're not allowed to make a bowl unless you are in a specially designed place, also commune. But you can take a
cook, yeah.
A grill or so. If you're in your own garden, then you are obviously allowed to do that. But
yeah, because sometimes you have even country when it was so dry, they restricted even like alcohol stove, so everything having an open flame.
Yeah, that we had that the case in 2018 where it got really, really dry, where it was completely forbidden. And if it gets really, even on these approved places, it gets forbidden if it's really dry, and that usually happen if it's after 1-2 weeks of being dry weather in summer, because it goes very quick. Yes.
And maybe a last remark, I just remember my cousin when she came with a camper, they had I think it was a German or a Swiss camper, and the gas adapter was not suitable for Norway gas bottle.
Yeah.
The butane. So in case, maybe make sure
I think the best is if you go,
that you have the adapter piece with you.
I think it's best if you go to a website or a forum about driving around in a motorhome and camper van and this cars with gas, because they know better. We don't have that. I don't want to do that. Okay, it would be nice to have the studio always with.
Yeah, you should try it maybe.
Only when you're in an electric camper. I'm not going to go back to driving a
big.
Do we have any more questions, or we are going to end the stream?
I think we can just maybe end for your absolute favorite top 10 location.
Can we not do the favorite top 10?
One of your top 10-ish location.
Oh, let's say...
Where you would go back and do again a movie.
Where should I go about a movie? Okay, Lofoten would be nice if there would be not so many stupid tourists. Because the problem is that many of the nice places have been but I think the top one I discovered last year, that's definitely Helgeland. Let me see if I can find some pictures.
In my bucket list, I definitely have Spitzbergen.
Pocket. Let's see. It's... Oh, yeah, we had some...
Yeah, I'm not sharing.
You're not... Yeah, I'm not sharing, I know, because... I will share now.
Okay, it's like an online meeting.
I do that all the time. I'm used to online meetings. So...
Here we go.
No, that's the wrong thing. Let's see. I think the list is in the wrong order. Yeah. Where is it? Nope. Okay. So that's in... I mean, it's Helgeland. That's between Sandnessjøen and... I thought I had filmed more. Where is that stuff? Okay, let me quickly close because that's the wrong film, but it's
And the movie is coming.
The movies I have already. It's this region in. Well, if you go from here between here, it's not so many people, and yes, and it's as good as Lofoten. So secret tip, and another which I would think wants to go, like to go and see if it's more. It's called Namsskogan, and that this region is completely empty.
Okay, we have next destination.
Yes. Okay, I think that's enough for today. If you liked this question times, then
let us know.
Let us know, and we might do that in the future again. Okay.
Bye.
Stream finished.